What does the collective thinking of programmers say about the whole situation in the Bitcoin and CERN cryptocurrency market? Alt season will likely deviate and give them something similar. Wherever the price goes now, most likely they say, but to get the bottom as a gift. We've led since 2018 and many people trust us. Now we'll show you some futures trading tips for good profits. So, where is the price going now? Alright, what do we see? On the left side we see the global picture, on the right side the local one. Let us tell you a bit now about the left side and the right side, what's what, and generally where the price is heading right now. Because this is something that concerns a lot of people right now, especially our team. We are a team of programmers who develop algorithms, build DEX exchanges, webhooks, terminals, and a whole lot more. In general, the world is small and this team is big. It actually creates a lot of things. Well, we'll show you the algorithms that we don't just use, but we even create them ourselves, just so you understand, and we use them ourselves as well. So basically, it's like we're doing it for ourselves, but at the same time, we're also showing everything, why we're doing all of this. I'll say right away, it's to gather a large audience, because we have big projects planned for the future, and without an audience, even if we use paid advertising, it will be problematic. But when you have a high-quality, good audience, everyone is happy, everything is great. I'll explain why everyone is happy. Since 2018, we've been running an open portfolio, showing everything completely, with all the links in the description below, showing all the trades and everything else. You can even check it out there. I'll show you now. Well, everyone is interested right now, right this very moment. So where will the price go? Let's look at it globally, or actually let's open it up locally. Here's the trajectory of how the price might move. That is, we understand that in futures or even in spot trading, really in any market, it's impossible to predict the price for this. We're already showing you moments like these, which are, well, kind of professional because we're showing you examples. So it will go like this and then like that, and here there's support. These are all the structures and everything you see here, that's all there is. The algorithm calculates everything itself. It's called the Intellect City War Cycle with an additional index site. And all these numbers and everything else are part of it. We'll explain everything now, meaning we've already got everything down to such a degree. We understand we can't be wrong, and any movement, especially local ones, are very hard to identify, very difficult, but we, using the algorithm, can at least we understand a little bit, yes, so we draw it out, and in principle we could have drawn it ourselves. You know, like, basically it's kind of like from here and down, something like that, and then when it drops we'll draw a double thing like that and think up or down, and that's fine. So wherever it lands we'll guess right, or for example we'll do it on the exchange. Well, okay, I won't say that, otherwise a lot of people will get offended. Anyway, there are a lot of moments like that, and you know, we can have small local ones like that. Showing these movements, well, you know, maybe it will work, maybe it won't, but showing globally where it's going, that's interesting, right? That's basically the kind of setup we're talking about. What we're expecting, well, it's not just one person expecting it, but rather the collective thinking of developers and programmers as a whole. According to our, well, their collective thinking, basically, that's how we all see it, just so you understand. So let's get back to this. We wrote about these points in Telegram. Here's the first one, so let's start from here. Yes. Here it is, the global direction, and you press it like this. So as you can see, we start from here. Actually, we didn't start from here, but let me just click through it so it's clear. Yes, that's how it is. You can see it. Then we move on like this. We published all of this, and that's how it all happened. That is, to be honest, we work with probabilities ourselves. It's very difficult, so hitting the mark precisely is, of course, interesting and so on. We can clearly observe it, and also, I think, like this. And here's the breakout. And we can see it unfolding right before our eyes, yes. And this is exactly the future that awaits us. Actually, in reality, we manage all of this from the very top level of the system. So here we set it locally first. And then we carefully switch it over to the global setting. Right here, where this brown line is, the brown line is also an algorithm, built into the algorithm. The yellow one, as you probably already understand from previous videos, the yellow is the halving, from which the hash market then follows. This period right now is the bear market. From here to here, that's the process. So far, 147 days have already passed. Here it told us that we need to sell here. We sold partially, about 20%, but we sold off the largest part of the portfolio. We have USD, and we're waiting for an entry point. Most likely there will be several, but for now we're waiting. We sold off the riskiest asset, which was mainly an altcoin and which tends to drop by 99%. All of that was completely sold off. Look for that in previous videos, but we're starting from here. This is specifically a local bear market. What we just showed, that is, we're starting from here where the price was as high as, oh, it was 122,125. That is, we published it somewhere about 3 days after the all-time high because the algorithm told us, showed us. I'll explain and show you now. As you can see right over here in this spot, that is exactly where it told us and showed us. So after these prices, 3 days passed, and then the whole team of programmers immediately started shouting, oh, we need to do something, and that's when we started selling off. All of this is published in the Telegram channel. Go ahead, subscribe. It's just a regular Telegram channel. And from there, we moved forward. We already have a large amount of money in USDT. Basically, the link is below. You can check out the actual portfolio yourself. We've reached this point, meaning this is where we are now, but actually, we started all the way back in 2018. This right here, somewhere around here, is 2018 when the price was $3,200. Just so you understand, and we even have a video somewhere. On this very channel, if you look just out of curiosity, let me scroll through now. Here it is, the very first video. What did I say there? 2018. Well, anyway, it is just a very short video. By the way, I think I look incredibly young here, but please keep in mind this was filmed back in 2018, which was actually 7 years ago. That was the specific time where it was first said that we started managing the entire portfolio, and all of that happened way back in 2018. So starting from right there, where it was the bottom, really the bottom, and then we started going up. We got all those corona dumps where obviously everyone was talking about import substitution and so on. And then after the halving, along the yellow line, which at that time no one even knew about at all, and just a little bit, the whole place was on fire. Back then people called it pole, now it's called halving. Well, basically it's the same word, but now halving is more commonly used, so that's the term we've adopted for this strategy. If you look, total 5, sales, purchases, profitability at 80%, the profit factor is insane, and the profit itself. So it really depends on how you count it, who had what amount of money available for purchases at that time. Everyone's situation is different. In other words, you go in and look at your portfolio. Here's our portfolio where we sold off. Right here, at the peaks, we sold 20% because we knew what was coming. Yes, we knew there would be a big drop. We told everyone when we started selling off, but we didn't sell everything. Because in fact, this algorithm still tells us that we don't really need to make any big sales yet. So we're waiting for the next cycle. So you see, we've been in this for a long time. We're real holders. It's in our portfolio. So for us, this is just an opportunity to buy more. All this drop, some people are panicking, everything's falling, all that stuff. But for us, it's just a chance to buy more since we already have a fixed amount invested. And that's it. That's how it is. And everyone has something different. So we don't know what kind of portfolio anyone has. So we just go with it right away. It's absolutely impossible. And we're not interested in who has what or how. Basically, we just follow this algorithm, follow this portfolio, and everyone chooses what they want. So we see that in 2017, it was said there would be $100,000, but in 2021, it reached $70,000. That's $30,000 short. We were a bit off, you could say. Well, when the price was $3,200, it seemed like it would reach $100,000. So, you know, at that time, before the Corona dump and all of that, just imagine. The maximum price for Bitcoin was $20,000. At that time, for people to even think about $10,000 per Bitcoin, when it hit $20,000, everyone just went crazy. And then there was this huge, insane crash. And then another big drop. We understand, right? And then you go and say, it's going to be 3,200. Well, Krylaya recalculated everything, did all the math. We developed the algorithm globally. Programmers discussed the process. Some had reached this milestone before. Then came the figure, 3,200. And that Bitcoin would hit 100,000. You see, there was so much. People were throwing so much crap at us, you know, well, obviously in the end, Bitcoin reached $70,000 and it hit that mark twice, $65,000 and then again at $70,000. I mean, wow. People made a lot of money there and we did too, our portfolio as well. And it keeps going. And now we've reached this whole position. I won't explain in this video what all these lines mean because you can watch the previous video for that. Because honestly, I'm tired of explaining and re-explaining all of this. Those who have been following since 2017 already have all these algorithms and they basically know what's going to happen next. They see all of this along with us and everything I'm saying now is basically just confirming what they're already thinking. And moreover, what I'm talking about now are the thoughts of the collective mind of programmers. The Intellect City team is spread all over the world, wherever people are. For example, even if there are some places we like, let's say people are in the country that's the best, we'll go there. I'll just mention some countries as examples. And from there, we also draw information, we see how everything happened. For example, right now, Iraq, yes, we've known about it for a long time, but I won't talk about that. All of this is global politics. Let's get back to a local, more immediate topic. I'll shift to that now, basically. So that's the layout we'll have. Let me repeat. If we go back a little, you can see how it was. Then like this, then like that. We made some adjustments, but as we move forward, we see yes, then like this, and finally, at the last moment, it's already here. And that's when the numbers appeared on the inside index. This is the algorithm we follow. In fact, there are two algorithms here. So basically, if you're interested, I can show you now, but actually I won't show it. In short, it's a big algorithm and it would take a long time to explain and demonstrate. So I'll just give you a general overview. So basically here it is, the numbers. In the previous video, we talked about these numbers, specifically the ones at the very top. These ones, where it's 75 across the whole country, that means it's already flashing red. This means that there might be a reversal. I mean, we actually want to be wrong, just so you understand. We also have a big portfolio. We want to see to the moon, all that, growth. But we understand that there are liquidity zones, and in all previous cycles, that's exactly what happened. It doesn't matter if you try to calculate or recalculate the entry point. Like the exact bottom, we just drew it approximately here, and honestly, we could just show it. It could go like this, or it could go like that. Who knows how it will actually play out? It's impossible to predict. We're showing everything here completely from the very beginning, how it all was, starting from 2000 and so on. 3 days after that point, where is the algorithm already? It said, here we are from here. The video is great here, up to this point. So we haven't made a single mistake, and honestly, that makes us a bit uneasy. We actually want to make a mistake because, well, maybe we will make one. Somewhere that's 100%. No, of course, the system always gives a clear signal, but it's all about probability, guys. It's all about 80%. If we have algorithms, we get about 80% accuracy. In reality, the probability is actually 50-50 in everything. But if you have at least some algorithms, even just a little, that's already about 51%. So 1% more than 50, give or take. Or even just to find something in the logarithm, to delve into probabilities, chances, and everything else. But, well, if you think according to the algorithm, what exactly this algorithm calculates, then we get 80%. We can also show profitability at its maximum. Without, say, including the entire long history, you can exclude the index, but we like it. Instantly shout for it to show everything from start to finish, and it would display such parameters. Let's move on. So once again, by the way, go to the Intelligent City itself. We have a live broadcast, by the way. Yes, we have a 24/7 live broadcast where not only futures are shown, by the way, futures, live broadcast, spot. The live broadcast of this algorithm is running, basically. And there's also this thing on the futures where we have such an interesting algorithm that no matter which way the price goes, we'll always be in profit, but you need to watch the video to see that. The link will constantly be posted in the chat or under this stream. This stream is 24/7. Well, it's wow, you know? This is stream number 4. At the same time, open trades and how it works are shown. So it's this interesting algorithm called Kip's word. There's a special line there, and it doesn't matter which way it goes, but of course there are certain costs, certain understandings, your own profits and expenses. Well, the logic is interesting, so take a look. I recommend it. But this is not financial advice, all of this. It's not financial advice, that's important. In general, take a look at the disclaimer. There's a description under the video about the channel, and in the channel everything is explained and shown, all of this tata. The material is still not financial advice, and read it. If we move on, then we have, this one here. So, what do we see next? What do we see further? We see that, as in the previous video, we talked about these numbers, what these numbers mean, and why they are good. Here, we'll explain. This is an index of all the best oscillators that exist in general. There are many different ones. Previously, there were algorithms on the stock market, and all of them have been transferred to the crypto segment. Among them, by all parameters, by programming, by all criteria, and by the main users, this is a collection. Such algorithms are combined into one. For example, everyone knows RSI. Every third person knows it, that's for sure. But here, it's not just about RSI, it's about RSI, stochastic and others. Oscillator, Williams percent-R, percent rank, MVM, OKDI, Japan trade. All of this is combined into a single algorithm, which is used by as many traders as possible. For example, RSI points one way, and stochastic points another, right? And this one points somewhere else, and it calculates the average value from all the indicators and shows it as a percentage on each bar. And we see numbers on each bar, and we can rely on them, not just on a single specific one. Some kind of algorithm, it combines everything together for everyone. And this average value here, it basically shows. Let's say right now it's already 75 or 79%. If it's closer to 100%, that's overbought. That means it's better to sell, to short, to look for a number where we would be searching for a reversal to short. If, for example, it approaches 1%, 2, 3, 4, 5% from all the indicators, then the algorithm is already oversold. That is, at the moment, if the algorithm is locally oversold on the daily time frame, then you should already be buying. So it works on every time frame, but mainly on the 15-minute chart. People like to scalp with it, by the way. You can see it on the stream as well. Here it's even shown on the 1-second chart. This is just to quickly show how it performed according to the algorithm, although it's not exactly the same there. Sell by. And here, for example, there's a 2-hour time frame at the top where it also shows how it works. And below, you can see how we enter and how we exit. So we enter according to the KIPS algorithm and exit using index insight. Just keep that in mind. So watch the stream, study it, keep watching. If you really want to watch and actually get something out of it to achieve at least something in this world. It's a complicated world. Futures, spot trading. It's all so complex, guys. Don't get too caught up in it. I'm warning you, just so you understand. But if you're already in the loop and you understand what's going on right now, it's actually really cool when something works out, and especially when you have people around you. The team appeared in 2017 and people are just starting to watch, then they express their gratitude. I've noticed that a lot of people say thank you when they've managed to lock in at least 20%. Still, most people are holders. Before that, they plan to hold, but sometimes you need to take profits too. Right now, people are looking at this drop so calmly, our team personally, and our followers as well, basically the whole Intellexit community. So everyone who's watching now, you're all already part of Intellexit. You're all so relaxed right now, you can't even imagine. We see panic, craziness all around us. But this is our position. This is exactly our position, because how can I explain it? We've been holding on for a long time, since 2018, damn it. All of this, we've been waiting for it. This crash, these coronas, the dumps, all these damn things, the warriors, the tit, it's a nightmare, just a nightmare, you know? And we've waited for this, we've done our thing, we've taken our profits. So let me explain again, we were there at that moment and at that moment. And wherever it goes, we keep buying in. If it goes up, we'll also buy more, maybe a bit less, or if our profit goes up, we're in the black. So yes, we're holding this position right now. Because those who have been following us, this is our position. Someone else might have a completely different position right now. Maybe they didn't even get in, or maybe they're being told to bust their ass just to get something out of this market. For him, a drop is an opportunity, let's say, right? So why is it drawn here? It's about liquidity. Here, at this moment, it's liquidity. This is the tastiest liquidity. Right here, this is it. The tastiest liquidity is mostly in this lower part. And here we've taken this into account. At this moment, he can simply find it in every cycle. There has always been this thing, bottom, 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 bottom. You get a gift, you know? And there's always this moment when everyone already knows this is the tastiest price. That's when everyone starts going long. And now we have futures, you know, a bunch of exchanges where everyone is switching to futures because people don't have money. That's the thing. Everyone wants to make money fast. Let's do futures. Everyone wants to learn them. Spot is out of fashion and too expensive to trade right now. With futures, people are drawn in as technical analysis shows them when to enter. Everyone's going long. There will be a lot of people in long positions. They'll have to wait a long time, but then when everyone gets wiped out, absolutely everyone, only then will we see a big rally, a really big rise. How far will it go? We drew that in the previous video, but for now we're just talking about what we see at the moment. But we have big goals, huge goals. Sooner or later, we rely not only on algorithms and everything else, but also on some actual data. For example, I had a conversation with a relative who also wants to get involved. I told him what I first shared with my favorite person, and then later told all of you, and that's basically how it goes. For me, it all started when the teams were just beginning. Tiny teams, like 2,000 in 100 years. So, among acquaintances, when we started talking about it, people also began to join in. Relatives, friends of friends. You know, in the end, it turned into a big team, spread all over the world. So for us, at this point, it's just an additional purchase, specifically for us. We're looking for an entry point where you'd like to buy more. That's all. Well, everyone's situation is different, and where we'll go next after this point depends on that. Watch the previous video, study it, because for now, what you see is what we're publishing. We're just losing it. Channel? The photo could end up in various public or private groups later on. That's what the network intelligence has been saying for a long time, not there. And sometimes we look at it and are surprised as if you actually understood all this paid information. But we made everything free. Why? In order to gather a good audience so that we'd be satisfied. And regarding this drop, we told people, warned them that we would do things this way so they could be prepared and everything else. And we also say that perhaps there will be a second drop as well, and you'll get the second one as a bonus so that people are ready for this, you see, and some people are prepared, and then they say, damn, it's actually fine, great. If it drops, we'll buy more and move on. These are the kinds of algorithms that exist. If I may, I'd also like to tell you a little bit about the finer details. Probably so you don't have to jump from one video to another. Let's see how it all works, how everything has been functioning. Let's start from here with the strategy. What a strategic algorithm is. So people, when buying, we go up. When selling, I'll quickly say we go down, and buying starts from here. Why buying? Because the bear market has ended. Here's the bear market, here's the bear market. After that comes the accumulation market, where accumulation takes place. This part here is accumulation. The drop that happened, the corona dump, that's also part of accumulation. But why is it accumulation? Because the yellow line here is holding. Why is there a halving? The mining reward, where the whole product essentially becomes deflationary. That is, for example, if you are constantly given rewards, let's just use the number 10. You get 10 of something each time, and when it's halved, now you get 5 each time, then any product becomes deflationary. You understand, right? And here there is the hash. Oh yes, the hash rate increases because of the halving, because now, instead of a certain number, it becomes half as much, which means it becomes a deflationary product. And after that, always, wherever it becomes a deflationary product, there is demand for it. And we get a bull hash market, you see this, right? Where we have this, well, bull hash market, meaning a bullish hash market. You understand, right, why after the halving we always saw big spikes. It didn't used to be like that. People didn't know that you could use kitchens at all. You just gave them away for free. Only the price mattered. I love to repeat Skype, them, and OSAQ. Remember, at that time, what computers were like? It was impossible to even create videos, and there weren't any bloggers at all back then. Well, maybe there was just that one guy in America, what's his name? Da Vinci, yeah, Da Vinci, he was talking about it when it was just $1. But that was all before 2017. Who would have listened to him back then? No one listened to him at all back then. Yeah, and we were nobody back then too. No one was listening. Yeah, there weren't any bloggers at all. Alright, let's move on. After that, we get ATX, SEL. You can see that, right? So this is a strategic algorithm that shows what happens next. We dropped here. Why? Because at this point, the algorithm already indicated that... What, by the way? So you can see, well, let's say, so you understand that this is all the algorithm. It's drawn in a little bit more there, but basically it's all the algorithm. Let's move on. So from there, as we drop, we get a bear market. So here we made an additional purchase. This is all the algorithm. It said here we bought more. Well, it didn't quite hit exactly 20,000. It was somewhere around 25. That was the range, and we were accumulating there, searching for altcoins, everything else. We talked about all this, what each altcoin is, what it offers, what stock light coins are, what fundamentally strong coins are, or rather what multifunctional coins are, and so on. We discussed and showed a lot of different things, and we will continue to show this going forward. Just look at our portfolio. I'm sure it's a public portfolio, where we focus, demonstrate, observe, and do everything ourselves. We learn a lot from this, having sorted through all kinds of junk. And that's basically the principle. We've become really good at this here, because now those coins are down 99%, some are down 90%. Who would want to get into those? Well, here it is. This is our so-called alt season. That's what we've got. Of course, we also wanted to get more because we were confident. We knew, well, even during the alt seasons, even considering that we sold everything off, we got rid of all the worst stuff and kept only the best. Whether it's fundamental or functional, as we mentioned in previous videos, this is what this video is about. The recording was here. This is where we said we were starting to sell off. There's a video. Here it is. It's called The Traders and Programmers Calculated the Price of Bitcoin. This is the portfolio. This is the most important video, but it's very long, so it's better to just watch it now and stick to the facts. I'm telling you the facts, just as things are now. And what I'm saying right now is also a fact. And we really hope that we will be proven wrong. We even have a portfolio ourselves, and we also want to, but this is the market. There's always absorption. There are purchases. If there's a communicated market, there's a hash market. Why is it called a bull market? Because it goes up by half. It goes up by here, we catch it, and every movement, these little lines, everything else, this is the moment where it reflects everything happening inside the algorithm. And this is just kind of an open, well, sort of a shell showing what's actually happening. But behind every bar, behind every line, there's a huge amount of data, just so you understand. Where else can you configure things here? Oh wow, there's so much, you can't even imagine. It's just insane. 222 strategies in one, just so you know. By the way, that's already a pretty advanced programming level. Honestly, I haven't seen this anywhere else. So far, I haven't seen 200 people in a single strategy, but here it is. You can check out the class, study it. It's always a good idea to look into algorithms, to watch and learn. That's always very beneficial. So let's move on. I talked about all these previous lines in earlier videos. And now, after buying the previous ones, we get an accumulation market. Where is it? Here is the accumulation phase, after which comes the hash. There was a bull market, a hash market, and then we get a bear market. Here it is, where basically you can remove all of this so it doesn't show. As programmers, we calculate everything, display it, and explain it. Yes, it helps people a lot, but we can't always be right. We don't know exactly where the market will go next, whether up or down, and we just don't know. But for us, the thing is that at the moment, we don't really care where you buy in. That's just how it is for us. We don't know how it is for you, but if you want to do it our way so that things go well, it's best to follow along, watch, learn, subscribe, hit the bell, and also subscribe to our Telegram. Check it out because this is valuable information. If you really want to understand how programmers work, how people make big money, then seriously subscribe or leave likes, write comments, support the channel so that it's interesting for us too. And the jury, we're doing all this to build an audience. Honestly, all of this is pretty open. We could have started a VIP channel, but we don't have any VIP channels or private chats. There's just a chat that's purely for us, just among ourselves. And basically everyone has their own circle of friends all over the world. Right now, people are moving around. No one stays in one place anymore. People are traveling all over the world, relaxing. Everyone does what they like, of course. But anyway, that's just a bit of lyricism. That's another matter. So these are the prices, these are the expectations. Later, after that, we'll look at the expectations, yes, and then we'll start drawing, highlighting, and analyzing. Now people do, specifically regarding the communications market. Not just communications, but in terms of what's happening now, what kind of developments are taking place. So we hope that right now we're right. And maybe, well, look, I just know that this is already the whole cycle. There's practically not a single one that's the same, which is actually good. In principle, then there's some kind of logic to all of this. The whole principle, the algorithm, 2 + 2 = 4, although for someone else it might be a different number. But in mathematics, it's different. In mathematics, 1 + 1 is 2, 5 + 5 is 10. That can't be changed, you see? But for example, gold, where in the previous video we talked about all of this, yes, about gold, just steel, how it's connected to Bitcoin and everything else. How in this video we are purely, locally, and sort of. That is, for example, when it comes to owning gold. Yes, there are a lot of problems here. In fact, compared to mathematics, mathematics wins 100%. It is unchangeable. Even gold, in my opinion, can already be counterfeited. So the emission there is basically unlimited and you can keep mining it. But here, the emission is capped at 21 million. All of this is from previous discussions. I don't want to get into that in this video, otherwise it will be another long video. Anyway, that's it, guys. Like Sosika said, at least say thank you for us sharing and opening all of this up for you while we were telling and showing you all this. Well, it was pretty intense. That's how it is. I see a lot of thank yous in the chat. And as for the rest, well, whoever managed to earn something, good for them. We hope we're wrong here and that things will go up. And honestly, a to the moon and alt season would be great. But for now, this is the situation we're seeing. Why? Because the numbers have already started to show up here. We talked about all these numbers in the previous video. Yeah, where is it going? To what numbers and who will benefit? The Fibonacci levels have also shifted there. A lot of things have automatically adjusted here as well. Now I'm looking at it, and basically I don't really want to do anything else. We'll be posting big videos fairly often, but not too frequently. I hope this video won't be too long for everyone again. Thank you, that's it for now. Please leave a like, let's go.